Hey everyone, in today's video, we're going to break down Article 7 of the IBT 2024 agreement, which is all about hours of service. If you're an employee covered by this agreement, understanding these rules is key to making sure you get your breaks, fair compensation, and rest. We'll cover everything from your standard work week to overtime rules, rest periods, and more. These are the details that can directly impact your day-to-day work life, so let's dive right in. First up, let's talk about the normal work week. The standard work week is 5 consecutive days of work, think Monday to Friday, with 2 consecutive days off. That's your weekend or days you choose. A typical workday is 8 hours long, and during that, you get a 30-minute unpaid lunch. On top of that, you get 2 10-minute rest breaks, one in the first half of the shift and the other in the second half. So, for example, if you start work at 6 a.m., you'll work until 2:30 p.m., with your lunch at 11:10 a.m., plus 2 short breaks throughout the day. Now, not everyone works a standard 8-hour day. Some locations have a 4-day, 10-hour schedule. This means you work 10 hours per day with a 30-minute lunch, and you get 3 days off. For these 10-hour shifts, you also get 3 10-minute rest breaks. So imagine you're working from 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Your workday is longer, but you get more time off in the week to balance it out. Some employees may have rotating days off, where your days off change every cycle. But don't worry. Even in these cases, your days off will still be consecutive most of the time. Now, the company must guarantee you at least 40 hours of work per week, unless there's a legal exception, like if you're on sick leave. So, whether you're working standard hours or a different schedule, you can rely on your full-time hours to stay consistent. Next up, let's talk about meal and rest breaks. If you don't get your 30-minute lunch break between the 3rd and 6th hours of your shift, you've got options. 1. You can get extra pay at the overtime rate for the 30 minutes and take lunch either earlier or later. 2. You can leave 30 minutes earlier from work, but you'll still get paid for that time. It's all about making sure you're compensated and your time off works around your needs. Here's an important one: shift changes and rest violations. If your rest period after one shift change isn't long enough, here's what happens. Let's say your shift ends at 8 a.m. and your next shift starts at 10 a.m. This gives you only a 2-hour rest between shifts, which is a violation of the 8-hour rest rule. In this case, you'll be sent home with pay for the remaining hours of the day at the rate you were getting when you left. Also, you can't work more than 20 hours in a 24-hour period, or more than 36 hours over 2 consecutive days unless there's an emergency. So if you're overworked or scheduled with not enough rest, you won't just be stuck. You'll be compensated fairly and get proper time to rest. Let's say your shift is changed, and you're not able to get that 8-hour rest before your next shift. You'll be paid overtime until you get the rest you need. If the rest period extends into the next shift, and it's impossible to meet the 8-hour requirement, you'll be sent home with pay. This ensures you're never forced into working without the proper downtime. Speaking of being paid fairly, anytime you're asked to work extra hours, you'll get paid time and a half, or the overtime rate, for that extra time. So if you work over your 8-hour day or 40-hour week, you'll be compensated at a higher rate for your extra effort. If the start or end time of your shift is changed by 1 hour or more, all employees in that shift area must rebid for the new shift times. This gives everyone a fair chance to choose their preferred hours. If the weather or other adverse conditions affect your ability to get to work, you're allowed to show up to 60 minutes late without any pay deduction. If you're late for more than 60 minutes, you'll only get paid for the time you actually worked. Lastly, let's talk about shift bids. Employees can bid for their preferred shift and days off based on seniority. Shift bidding happens twice a year, in the spring and fall. Results are posted 7 days before the new shifts start. This gives everyone the opportunity to pick the hours they want based on how long they've been with the company. So to sum it all up, Article 7 ensures that you're not only working fair hours but also getting adequate rest and proper compensation when your schedule changes. Whether you're working regular hours, dealing with shift changes, or putting in some overtime, you've got protections in place to keep everything balanced. If you have any more questions or want to dive deeper into any part of Article 7, feel free to ask. Always remember, if you think your contractual rights have been violated, always reach out to your shop steward. Trust, but verify. Don't hesitate to ask more than one shop steward if you're unsure. They're there to make sure you're protected and getting the benefits you're entitled to. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more breakdowns of the IBT agreement. Stay informed, stay empowered.